My mission is simple, to make you money. I'm here to level the playing field for all investors. There's always a bull market somewhere, and I promise to help you find it. Mad Money starts now. Hey, I'm Cramer. Welcome to Mad Money. Welcome to Cramerica. Listen, my friends, I'm just trying to make some money. My job is not just to entertain, but to educate, teach you about all the crazy stuff that happens here. So call me 1-800-743-CNBC. Tweet me at Jim Cramer. Have you noticed the extreme negativity seeping in already? Even when the stock market was up nicely this morning before the midday swoon of the close, Dow finishing down 152 points, S&P declining 0.22%, NASDAQ losing 0.16%. All I heard was that, well, we've been up big for 2 straight years and we're due for a pullback. Sell. Or these are perilous times like the 1930s, high tariffs, collapse, and world trade coming, the 10-year Treasury heading to 5% because of inflation, ineffective Fed, overextended stocks, the bull on its last legs. Sure, I get it. But being a bear is easy in this business. If stocks go up, no one will remember your negative prognostication, right? If stocks go down, you'll be a seer. We will sing your praises, worship you. You'll become the big get, paraded out every time the market goes down big because you have street cred and you see that bear go, bleh, you know, bleh. I love that thing. Anyway, you know me. Sure, the day was disappointing, kind of like last week, but I want to tack the other way. I want to tell you what could go right. Give you 10 things that might cut in favor of the bulls. All right, they're not rip snorers. No trampling the bear's hair. Just some things that, well, let's say they make me want to be a little more positive than the others. I need to tell you what can go right because nobody else is. You know what? I like being alone. Some of the best moments of my vacation just ended were being alone. Just kidding about that. First, the brooming of Biden's antitrust regulators as the FTC and the Justice Department, that will be fabulous! Fabulous for the market. The departing FTC chief, Lena Khan, she seemed to despise every deal and truly abhorred all big business, no matter how great it might have been for the economy or for you or for the average worker. She is, in the end, way over her head. Her swan song, a case brought that will raise the price of alcohol for everyone if she wins. Perfect, nice, common touch. A real asset to President Biden. With them out of the way, we'll see a huge number of deals that will help rationalize entire industries, allow smaller companies in banking, retail, materials, entertainment, enterprise software, pharma to compete against the big dogs. Fantastic for the stock market, just fantastic. The end of Lena Khan's know-nothing FTC is a welcome development another way. You know that we've had a developing shortage of equities? We aren't getting any big IPOs, at least not yet. But if we do, I am confident that M&A will take enough stock out of the market that will still have a shrinking share count. Always remember the stock market is indeed a market. And like any other market, when there's not enough supply, you get higher prices. Third, what happens if Trump's tariffs turn out to be negotiable? What if they're more steak knife and less meat axe? A smart, non-Smoot-Hawley program won't be great for world trade, but then again, America elected a pro-tariff president. If you own stocks and you want them higher, you have to hope for negotiable tariffs that could cause countries to lower prices to us or make multinational companies move their manufacturing base here to a more friendly country. Classic case, Constellation Brands. Okay, a stiletto tariff policy would not force Modelo or Corona to be made in Toledo, Ohio. Fourth, housing breaks price. We're already seeing what happens when there's overbuilding, as is the case in Florida. Prices come down. When mortgage rates go up, what happens? Prices go down. Once prices come down, you know what? Buyers start staying away, hoping for still lower prices, and it usually works, causing sellers to panic, furiously cutting prices themselves, lest they be stuck and can't move. It's called the cycle, although it hasn't been operating normally for the last few years. I think 2025 will be the year the cycle reasserts itself, and the Fed will win big on this one. Big enough to be able to cut rates slowly, but cut nonetheless, which, of course, is what we need. And that's why these home-building stocks keep coming down. It's way too early to bottom fish there. Fifth, we need to hope that Bobby Kennedy Jr. decides to go after foods that are bad for you as opposed to vaccines that are good for you. The makers of the GLP-1 weight loss drugs better have some pretty good data on hypertension, cardiac incidences, maybe dementia, even cancer if they're going to get Kennedy on the other side. Otherwise, he will just say no to Buongiorno. I just going to call him that from now on because I think it's really funny. Yes to diet and exercise. That's what he wants. I think it'll turn out that pharma hit bottom ahead of the appointment taking effect. Buongiorno. Say, Oh, come on, I have vacation. I'm having a good time. Give me a break. 20 years of this. Let me have some fun. All right, 6 potential positives. We start seeing some real AI wins, not just small expense cuts because of it. Maybe we get some true data on how to stop cancer. We create new devices that beat hard-to-kill diseases. We learn to map the brain to solve neurological problems. We unlock healthcare as it's never been because, well, we'll have modeled every major attempt to fix the body and how every protein reacts to it. 7, AI gives us robots that are programmed so well that they can do the work of 5 people, which could prevent a monster wave of wage inflation from Trump's proposed deportations. Robots replace people in restaurants, retail, home building, transportation. They'll be unloading the trucks, medicine, insurance, credit card call centers. Sounds harsh, but Trump won the election running on a hard deportation policy. Assuming he pushes that through, we'll either have massive wage inflation or widespread automation. I prefer the latter. 8, President-elect Trump declares the federal interstate highway system a full self-driving zone, and he accepts data from Tesla that allows the company to jump way ahead of Waymo and become the national self-driving car. Big win for Elon Musk. 9, the federal government endorses Starlink as the official internet system for the country, and Musk combination satellite phone and internet services cost $60 a month. Big win for Musk. This Starlink is amazing if you haven't tried it. It's a very tough competitor. 10th, we get used to stocks trading in the trillions. It's not an aberration anymore. Right now, there are way too many people who think it's really outrageous for so many companies to be valued over $1 trillion. Meta, Alphabet, Amazon, Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft, Tesla, the usual suspects. These stocks could all have a big surge from here if we simply keep getting more money going into index funds. That's what really helps propel these, not just the businesses themselves, even as the businesses are phenomenal and deserve the premium. There you have it. 10 potential positives. Of course, I could have run a whole segment the way most people want to hear. Trump's tariffs will bring massive inflation, which will cause the yield on the 10-year to go through 5, trigger a worldwide depression like 1933. I could have suggested mass deportations will drive up wages to the point where the Fed will have to raise interest rates. I could have said the Mag 7 are out of control and will become a huge source of funds. Après 7, le deluge. Oh, come on. Anyway, I know I could have said Apple, Nvidia, and Microsoft will miss numbers, that enterprise software will crater from competition, that one of the auto companies will go bankrupt. Or maybe I could just tell you that Palantir gets cut in half and Bitcoin goes down to $50,000. But the problem is, well, here's the bottom line. I don't believe those negatives will happen. So if you excuse me, I don't want to offer Cassandra. I'll let everyone else do that job. They are much better at being pessimistic than I am. Let's go to James in my home state of New Jersey. James!
Hey, Jim. Happy New Year to you and the whole team over there.
Oh, thank you, James. Yep, and the group is so good here. You know, they are every bit as good in 2025 as they were in 2024, and that is saying something.
All right, so listen, I bought a stock a couple years ago, planning to hold it for many, many years. Problem is, it's run up so much on me, it's now 20% of the portfolio. Can I stick to the plan and hold it, or do I need to trim some Meta right here?
How much of it? 20%? Okay, let's say you have 10 stocks. I'm okay with 20%. I think I think Meta is an up stock. It's going higher. I'm not going to tell you to sell it. If it gets up to 25, 30, I would tell you to cut back, but I think Meta's okay for you. Now, for the charitable trust, I wouldn't let anything go above 5%, but I got a lot more stocks. I think that Meta's going higher. Let's go to Chris in Massachusetts. Chris.
Hey, Jim. Chris from Mass. How you doing? Love your show.
Oh, thank you.
Happy New Year, my friend. Happy New Year.
Right back at you. Right. Thank you.
Let's talk DraftKings. I've been holding on to this thing since 2020. It seems they can't get out of their own way, Jim.
Well,
lot of headwinds with this stock, right? Lawsuits, no insider sales, no purchases in 2024, state tax increases. I mean, is California, Texas going to come on board?
It needs California and Texas. You just said it right. I mean, it's an anytime touchdown if you get it, California and Texas. Right now, it's kind of like a 14 parlay, and you get the 3 right, but you never get the 4th. What can I say? That's how it feels, and they do need those 2 states, and then you'll be okay. Let's go to Keith in Florida, please. Keith.
Booyah, Jim.
Booyah.
Shout out to Wall Street Bets. What's your opinion on Robinhood this year?
Robinhood is another stock that I would tell you they've got to get a little more diversified. Their client base is really into crypto and options. They need to do more than that. That said, they just lapping all the other brokers. They understand what young people want, and the other guys are run. I don't know. The other companies seem to run by guys like me that seem to be too old to understand. I'm young at heart. I think what Robinhood does is really, really fabulous. And the other guys should have been able to figure that out too, and they just haven't. Kind of embarrassing when you think about it. Look, I could be a negative Nelly or Nancy, whatever, about this year, like the major averages were today. But I need to tell you what I think can actually go right, because nobody else is doing it. On Mad Money tonight, I'm ringing in the new year by breaking down the biggest winners and losers in 2024, starting with the NASDAQ 100. Then can stocks like Walgreens and Estee Lauder craft a comeback in the year ahead? I'm looking closer at the S&P 500 stocks that led and lagged the pack. And later, I'm digging into some dividend stocks that could buff up your portfolio in an uncertain market. So stay with Cramer.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on X. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadMentions. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.